Hi, good morning. This is currently a bench grinder I have. Had it about 15 years. Works a treat, no problem there. But why have one when you can have two? And this is one I came across a few weeks ago. Needed total refurb. I've given it that. I want to fit it somewhere in the garage, but I'm tight for space. So the plan is to mount it next to this one, but on a swivel. So I'm able to swing him round, use it, then when I finish, put it back. If I need to get into the garage door, you can see on the right, it'll be able to come right round here to give me access in and out. The garage on the right's not used that often. There's another ongoing project there, which is 100E, but that's you might see that later in the video if you're lucky. But that's a little project for today. A swivel arm for this additional bench grinder. So here we go. Let's see what we can do. Okay, well this is the plan. There's the bench grinder. These pieces of scrap happen to be about the right size for the base. So I'm going to mount the grinder onto a couple of these to give it a bit more rigidity. Out of the way. The hinge will go on the end here. This will be formed from some pretty heavy tubing. And I'm going to use a bar of steel like this for the hinge pin. That'll go in there. This will be cut into 3 pieces, and the whole arm will swing around the hinge pin. The plate that's going to be mounted under the grinder will be welded there. So as it swings out, I've got full access to the grinder, and you can swing him away when you're not using him. Well, that's the plan so far. We'll get on, make the hinge pin, and yeah, take it from there. Right, this is a hinge assembly I've made. I've drilled 2 10mm holes, one in either end. They'll be used to bolt the hinge assembly to the pedestal stand of the bench grinder you saw at the start of the video. But yeah, that's so far so good on that one. We'll take that out, give it a clean up. And what I need to do is the centerpiece will be welded to the angle metal you saw earlier. That'll form the arm that'll swing out. So yeah, we'll get this stripped out of the vise and take it over to the bench. These holes are only drilled in the center of the shaft by eye. I'm yet to see how accurate that was. It's not going on a rocket engine, it's for the bench, so a few mil here or there isn't really going to hurt, but to be honest, don't look too bad. Not too bad for Mike. So yeah, let's get over the bench, strip down, and go on from there. Okay, I'll break down the hinge pin just to see what we have got here and make it a little bit clearer. Not sure how readily it'll come apart. Let me just mark these bits so I've got half a chance of them going back together in the same place, because they will have been drilled differently. They're not going to be exactly the same. This is where the fun starts. There we go. Yeah, there's a steel tubing. I'd cut it and turn it down on the lathe just to make it nice and square on the ends. Likewise with this, turned it down, tidied it up. Is this way? Yep, that's going to come out. This had to be turned down to about 23mm to suit the inside diameter of the outer pipe, but that's fairly easy. I've got a little lathe, bit old, but it works. So yeah, that's largely the basis of the pin. This will be fixed to the pedestal, the top and bottom, and that top piece will be allowed to rotate. That piece being welded to the section I got here of steel. So we'll get that cleaned up, and I think it's time to do a spot of welding. Okay, I've marked up the parts I want to clean. It's galvanised, so I've got to get that coating off before I start welding. It's not going to weld well, and also it gives off poisonous gases, which is never a good thing. So I've put on the old requisite safety gear, and I'm going to clean that up. that's done, we'll move on. Right, we're all set up to weld this part of the hinge. I'm using the torch just to help me while I'm welding. That's in the previous video, Luseco 10-watt torch. I'm using a Clark MIG welder, the 151 TE Turbo. Worked okay for me in the past. I'm no welder by any means. I learn every time I have a little weld, and that's just what we're going to do now. So stand by, you got flashing images and all that. Here we go. Right, say I'm no welder, but strength wise we've got it there, and that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, on to the next bit. Okay, we set up for part 2. Here we go. Right, part 2. Again, not so good as I'd like it, but structurally it's not going to fall to bits. Okay, I want to make a section to go in here just to strengthen this plate. It's upside down at the minute, as you'll probably realise, but just a triangular section in there. I'm going to use this as the donor metal. I'm going to use a straight edge just where I need to cut to get the cut going initially. Then I'll take that away and we'll have a square edge running down there then, or straight edge. Right, that's the end of the blade, so I'll put another one in. Okay, I've unplugged the angle grinder from the mains. We'll swap the cutting disc. Let's take that old one out. For anybody's interested, it's Rhodius, the blades I use. Get those from Screwfix. They're about, I think it was about £6–7 a pack last time I got them, but they do fluctuate a lot. They're only 1mm thick cutting discs, but then that's all you need for steel. You don't want like 2.3 or whatever it was, 3mm thick blades. I learned these were about some years ago, and since I found them, really good. I used to use, I think they were about 3mm thick. They cut steel, but it was a dreadful job. But yeah, these go through like a hot knife through butter. So we'll plug it back in. I'll finish the cut. You don't want to see that. I'll clean it up and I'll weld that into the to this assembly. Just weld it in there. Again, you don't want to see me dodgy welding. Then the next thing really is to mount it onto the pedestal stand. So that's what we'll do in a second. What I'm doing now is making kind of like a sandwich plate, except there's not going to be anything in the sandwich. This is purely a spacer to lift the bench grinder up a little bit. It's a little bit lower than the existing bench grinder, so I want to pull up about an inch. So I'm drilling some holes in here to put bolts through, and as I say, lift it up. You'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. Well, I want to talk about these drills. I don't know if you've ever used these. They're step drills, really good. Now I want to drill this hole out to about 6 to 8mm. So I'd probably start it off centre punch, 2mm drill, pilot hole, then go up maybe 4mm, 6mm, 8mm. But here you've got 4mm, 6mm, 8mm, 10mm, 12mm, all in one shot. And there's no wobbling around as you change the drills when the new drill starts biting the new hole. And the other benefit of this, say I only want to go to 6mm, which is the second one in, If I just nip down a tad further, this countersinks a hole, or certainly takes a burr off. Don't countersink it too much. If I wanted to go further, it would, but I don't know if you can make that out on the camera, but it's took all the burr off, and I'll show you that. We'll start up, so forgive the noise. We'll go to 6mm. No, tell a lie, we'll go to 8mm on this. Now that's 8mm. We'll go a tad further. And that's really cleaned the hole up. If you turn them over, it's burred. Now all I got to do is run that back through, just touch with the 8mm. And bang, clean as a whistle. So yeah, that's certainly the way to go as far as I'm concerned. I had no problems. Yeah, they wear out. These are from China. I probably haven't got the link for them. Probably bang good. Although Aldi has been selling these from time to time. If you go out into Aldi regularly, they often got a set of 3 of these for like giveaway money, and they come in a nice metal box as well. So yeah, thoroughly recommend these. Right, we're going to crack on, drill the other 3 holes out. There you go, clean as a whistle. No changing bits, saves a lot of time as well. I've got one of these that goes up to 36mm that I use on the Defender for the jacking point I had to remake. So yeah, you might want to think about getting some of them. Very good. Right, okay, I've drilled a few holes in the pedestal stand here, so we should be ready to reinstall it. Just put some oil on here. This is a swivelly bit, so I want to make sure that moves okay. Copper washer, stand, another copper washer. That's the base. It's 50-50 if I get that the right way round. Yeah, I lost the lottery. Let's swap him round. There we go. And I'll just bolt in there quite nicely, all being well. They're quite long bolts, but I don't really matter about that because it'll go in, it's all going to be hidden. I'll just get this locked up and I can show you about that sandwich plate with no meat in it. Bear with me. If they were shorter bolts, we'd have the job done by now. But it's nearly that. Right, you'll be the first to see her. That'll swing out the way. Whole idea there My reconditioned bench grinder will go on there. The sandwich plate I was talking about is this. It's just another piece of metal, but the grinder is going to be a couple inches lower, so simply with a couple of bolts I'm going to lift that up to the same height. So I'll go and get that, go and do that now. I'll drill a hole for the grinder and you'll see it when it's all complete. Right, there you go. Apart from painting, it's finished. It works. Well, let's fire it up now. Be a little bit noisy, but here we go. What could I? All right, I'll let it spin down. Yeah, what can I say? It ticks the box. You can pull it out of here. This is where I'll be standing in front of it, working. Forget the light keep going on and off. This is where I'll be working. Yeah, you're going to think it's going to move. Well, I've thought of that. There's a lock-in lever down the back here. I don't know if you can see it, but simply turn that and that's locked into place. Tiny bit of movement, but yeah, that should work a trick. And this is for a bench grinder that was going to go for the bin. So I've refurbished it, changed a couple of bearings, new disc, new sanding pad, and away we go. Like brand new to me. It's even better than the old one I got, I think. But yeah, undo that, pack it out the way. If we got to go into the garage, that's not a problem. It'll just spin round here, so we can move the car in and out. But this car, the 100E's, been here for about 4 years, so it's not going to move anytime soon. But yeah, project tick the box. Let's spot of paint when I got the black paint out. Job's a good one. If you found it interesting, the old video, yeah, give me a thumbs up. I'm more than happy to receive the thumbs up. And why not subscribe? There's going to be more videos coming along on my channel soon. So keep a lookout. Thanks for watching.